Hello, welcome. Today we have a VOD review on Nepal. Looks like a diamond-ish level match. We got a soldier player. All right, cool. I've never seen this video before, so I'll be commenting in real time. So let's get into it. Looks like we got a Tracer. She got a Harmony orb on her, so we have a Zenyatta. I know we have a Zarya too, so we'll see what else we have.
Hello.
Is that a Mercy? Okay, so I don't like this route as soldier. I would have preferred already for you to take this route over here, this one. Um, you have high ground and you have like a soft flanking situation where you have like an angle on your opponents where they're like you're on the side, and you can be really effective up there. So I would have liked for you to do that. It looks like you're just gonna go kind of straight up
Hello.
main, and I really don't like that.
Hello.
Yeah, so already I feel as soldier, you don't really need to be doing something like this. Like you can, it's not the worst thing in the world, but if you had been up here, like in this area, that would have been, in my opinion, that's just way more effective. So you could also do a situation where you go this way and you're like on like this statue-y looking area. That's a little bit more dangerous though because you're vulnerable to boops and whatnot. So yeah. Okay, so actually, where are your tanks? Is it just Zarya? I don't know what your comp is, so it's kind of hard to comment. Oh, you got a Roadhog. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool. So I want to commend you on playing with the line of sight. You're doing a pretty good job of not peeking and not going too far forward. So in that sense, you're doing a good job. But again, so I just want to reiterate: if you had just been up here, like in this area or the area that's like closer to the wall over there, um, I think you'd have a much better time, a much easier time just shooting for free. You'd have space, and if it didn't work out, you could drop down into this area, right? And you'd be on the side. So I just want to keep reiterating that point that right now, if you had been in that position, you'd be having such an easier time putting out DPS. At the very least, you could be going right and flanking from that side. Yeah, so already you can see how important positioning. Okay, yeah. So this is where I want you. Yeah, I want you here in this area. Oh, that's so much more effective. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Thankfully, your tracer kicked that off with a kill on Roadhog, so that allowed you guys to get aggressive, and it looks like you might flip this point. Cool. So now what do you do? Oh, very good Helix Rocket. Now you do the same thing you just did now. You look for flanks, you look for high ground. You go right or left. You could go, you might have time. Oh, no, you don't have time. You don't have time. So what I would do is I would be contesting this flank over here. I would be in this area, in this room, poking and prodding and making sure that they don't come this way. I would like you to be up here, but I don't think you have enough time, and it's too risky to get there at this point in time. Cool. So you got that sweet
Nice
Helix
kills.
rocket. Cool. Now you back off because they have respawns coming, so this is good. Yeah. So I still don't like you being so close to your team. Um, yeah. So right now I can't really critique you very much except just on your positioning. Yeah, go for that kill, go for that kill. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Nice. You're dancing with the line of sight. That's good. You got a diva coming, so you got to back off a little bit. Cool. Okay, so now you can win this fight. Just wait a little bit for the... Okay, so Deadeye just clicked. Wait maybe another 3 or 4 seconds for Soldier, and then you can probably pop off. So right now you just want to attack this Zenyatta since he's in your line of sight. You have Mercy boosting, so you could probably kill this guy. Okay, just wait, wait, wait. Oh no, I don't like you running away from this. I think you guys can win this. Okay, now don't be afraid to burn your ult. Don't be afraid to burn your ults. Oh, my friend. You're being way too scared, right? You're playing way too scared. Okay, so now you guys won the fight, so you actually can save this. I still would have liked for you to burn ultimate there, just to secure that win. Because in my opinion, it was still not won yet. But still, you did a really good job. You could make a case for not using the ultimate, and obviously it worked out well, so kudos to you. So right there, um, I like that you're doing this kind of flank, but your spacing. You're just way too close to this roadhog, right? Like, so again, still, I still want you. Let's see. Let me try to see if I can find an angle. Okay, like right here. So as soldier, I would like you. I really wish I had like an aerial view in like this area over here. And like I said, I'd like you on this high ground, but getting there would be really tough. I would not like you over here because this position over here is way too passive. It's way too defensive. So I would like you right now. I'd probably like you in this area here, right here, or where I'd like you. Oops. See if we can get a nice angle. Oh, right there maybe. Well, I guess I can just use this. Oops. This area to your right, that's roughly where I want you. I want you to play with that statue. You kind of have high ground. You're elevated a bit, and you have there's line of sight you can dance with, similar to how you dance with that McCree. And then you can avoid, like you did, like you can avoid flashbangs, you can avoid hooks, whatever. So because you chose to use this side, I would want you back there. Instead, you get really aggressive on this roadhog. Like, this is really, really silly to do something like that. And then you run back towards your team and you die. So again, let's look at that right. Oh, darn it, I missed it again. Oh, darn. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I want you by that statue. This statue right here. This fatty, what is that, a rhino or something? This statue. That's where I want you to play with line of sight. Okay, burn that ultimate. You've been holding on to it this entire game. You gotta burn that ultimate, right, my friend? Okay. Yeah, let's get this playing. Wow, okay, you completely disrespected your opponents right there. So you just so if this were a higher level match, you would have gotten eaten alive by doing something like that. You have to take the safe flanking route where you have cover. Instead, you go into wide open space and just join your team that way. That's super dangerous. No, this was like the worst time to use tac visor. So when your Zarya gets a graviton surge, you almost never want to use tac visor. They're in place. You can helix rocket. The tac visor could actually lower your DPS. I mean, probably not, because I don't think you can get headshots on tac visor. So you'd be better off just going for headshots. Well, actually, there's a case to be made to not do that. But the point is, they're all clumped up. There's almost no reason to tac visor here. So I'm really sad that this entire game you waited for this moment to use your tac visor. So like it would have been better to just burn them down. Once the graviton wears off, then you can decide if you still need to use tac visor or not. Okay, so let's just clean up at this point. I think I've seen enough of your VOD to wrap up my commentary. I don't like to, I've been doing a lot of VODs recently, and I'm trying to not give so much feedback at once. So I'll let this play while I talk. Number one, your positioning is is really bad. I need you to be flanking more and working. So yeah, I want you to be flanking more and getting to the sides of your opponents. But I will say this: your use of like environment is like pretty good. Like you're pretty good at using your corners and walls to dance and play with line of sight and fight. So I will commend you on that. If you combine that skill with your better positioning and flanking, your gameplay will elevate a ton based on that alone. So flank, 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 flank. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything more I need to say about that. No, I think that's pretty much it. Your aiming seems pretty decent for your level. Obviously, you can improve on that. Your use of your ability usage is pretty okay, except for your attack visor. I think you're way too conservative with it. I want you to be more aggressive, and then at the same time, try to recognize situations where you shouldn't be using it, like in the case of graviton. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. The last thing I want to say is you don't really. It seems like you're not really respecting your opponents very much. There are times where it looks like you're peeking or poking when you shouldn't be, or at the very least, you're poking way too close. So the example I will use is when you were fighting against Roadhog um, on the previous round, and he just hooked you and you died. So you were just straight up totally disrespecting his damage, and you're like, well, I'm gonna poke this corner, and then at a certain point you're like, oh shit, I'm out of position, I need to run away, and it was too late. So if you had been using that statue that I wanted you to be using, see again, they just use graviton and you use tack visor, so no good. Um, so right, so I feel like you're not respecting your opponent's damage enough. Um, so yeah, so I want you to be, more aware of what your opponents are doing and what abilities they have up. Where you are relative to them, like how much space you're putting between them and yourself. And I think that'll help you a lot. So flank more use of ultimates, or maybe I'll just say better use of ultimates. So work on that. And what else? And right, respecting your opponents more. Okay, cool. I hope this video was helpful.